Alright, this is going to be a video of this 52-inch Hampton Bay brand Quick Connect ceiling fan that I got at my local Habitat Restore. And the reason I got it there is because I actually volunteer at the Restore. And for those who don't know, basically what I do for them is refurbish ceiling fans that they receive by donation and make them more sellable, run better, and presentable than how they previously came in. Now, just for any of those who are wondering, Hampton Bay is actually a Home Depot brand that makes all kinds of furnishings for around the house, but mainly focuses on fans and lighting. To actually make the fans for them, they chose various different manufacturers over different periods of time. This one, just like a lot of their popular models, was actually made by King of Fans. And without any further ado here, I'm actually going to demonstrate the fan for you guys, and begin with the light kit. As you can see, this is working, and I'm using a single 22 watt compact fluorescent circle-line tube in there. And as you might notice, I am using a cool white one, and this is due to the cool white being the only one that I had that fit. Anyways, I'll turn that off. Now for the fan itself, starting out with the high speed. And judging by the black piece of tape that I put on one of the blade brackets for RPM indication, I'd say the fan is probably going to spin somewhere around maybe 255 to about maybe 260 RPM on high. And I should probably note that the performance you're seeing here is not actually how the fan came from factory. More about that later on in the video, however. And because the fan wobbles, I'm going to switch it to medium now. And this is going to slow down to around maybe 185 to 190 RPM. Somewhere around there. And it's actually a pretty quiet fan when it runs. There's really not much noise from it, besides the air noise from the moving blades on high speed. And anyways, last but not least, the low speed, which I'll be showing with the fan and lights on running simultaneously here. And this is going to go at about maybe 75 to 80 RPM, somewhere in that range. Alright, now I'm going to be turning the fan off. And I'm going to be discussing some general information on it. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the performance that you actually see here is not how the fan came from factory. That is because I actually opened it up and changed out the motor. Now, I actually did not test it with the previous motor, so I'm actually not going to judge how it would have performed from factory. But with the new motor that I put in, it definitely blows a lot more air and spins much faster. I pretty much did it as an experiment, as I had a spare Hampton Bay Altura motor laying around that I didn't really know what to do with, so I thought that I might as well put it in here just kind of to see what would happen. And it actually turned out quite positively, I would guess, as the fan now blows a lot of air for its size. It's quite efficient when it runs. Really, the only downside is it has quite a lot of air noise and it wobbles, but that really has to do more with the blades as opposed to the motor itself. Speaking of the blades, as you might notice here, the blades are actually bending downward slightly, and that is actually not the blades themselves, but instead the brackets, as the material that King of Fans actually used to make the blade brackets was a pretty flimsy metal, and really not enough to properly support the blades when staying still. So basically, if you were to get one of these quick connect fans and not run it very often, the blade brackets would actually naturally bend just due to the weight of the blades. Now the most notable example with Hampton Bay, this phenomena, is the Huntington 3, as quite often, if the fans weren't run very much, you'd find that the blades would actually sag to the point where they'd almost touch the globes. And this, again, is just due to the material that the blade brackets are made out of, and not the blades themselves. And last but not least here, I'm going to be talking about the fan's pros and cons, and what I would rank it out of 5 stars. Beginning with the pros. The Quick Connect actually features, hence its name, a Quick Connect blade system, which allows you to put the blades onto the motor a lot quicker than a traditional ceiling fan. When it actually fully slows down, I'll elaborate on that a little bit more and actually give you a top view of the blades and brackets. Another pro is the fan is extremely versatile because it can actually accept any universal light kit. I decided to actually put a spare Hampton Bay light on there, specifically made for the Quick Connect, just to complete the look. However, pretty much any universal light kit would actually work on there, depending on your tastes and lighting needs. Now that the blades have slowed down, I'll just show a top shot of the blade brackets here. So you can see the Quick Connect system. As you can see there, there it is. The 3 screws and rubber grommets that you're looking at are actually pre-installed. And basically all you need to do is just put the blades over top of them, slide them towards you, and they'll click into the blade bracket assembly. Now, this does present a few challenges, and that is that you have to make absolutely sure that the blade brackets are secure. It's unlike with a traditional screw system. These are more likely to fly off if they're actually not properly attached. Thankfully, this one seems to have held up pretty well, and all the screws are quite tight, meaning that it is quite secure. Also, another pro is that the fan has reversible blades. One side is bleached oak, the other side is white. I'm currently using the bleached oak side because I think it looks nicer. So that also adds to the versatility. And the fan includes 54 inches of lead wire, making it quite versatile for different ceiling heights. Overall, this is a pretty decent basic fan, I guess. Even the unmodified version was pretty good for what it was. However, with the larger motor, it now performs even better than how it would have from factory. I guess the cons are that originally the fan did not perform as well. That airflow is really about average for a 52-inch fan, so it wouldn't have been good for a very large room. But overall, it is certainly better, I would say, than the garbage that Hunter is currently putting out, just due to the fan being more solid and actually blowing more air. So I would probably have to give it 2 rankings actually. The unmodified version, I would probably have to give about 3.5 out of 5 stars. Being modified, I guess I would have to give it 4 stars. However, I wouldn't actually reflect this as an accurate ranking, just due to the fact that you actually could not have properly purchased a Quick Connect with this motor and this particular combination. So I guess that concludes the video. Thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and there's lots more to come.